All right, we got to talk about this very quickly. Well, not quickly, but we got to talk about it. Alphabet, and the sense that we may be seeing kind of a change in leadership when it comes to the AI trade, and after last week's washout. Is this healthy? Is this good? Is this a good sign that we're not so focused on just one earnings report being make or break, and the fact that we are seeing investors decide, well, it's not a rising tide that lifts all boats. There's going to be winners and there's going to be losers.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. I mean, look, competition is good. The fact that there's competition for NVIDIA shows that the market is real, right? You have to be concerned if you don't see anybody coming in and trying to compete. So this is just proof that we're in the springtime of this AI growth right now, and you're going to see more competition, and the more competition that enters, the stronger the ultimate solution is going to be. And so, I think it's a really positive thing. I think it should be viewed as very positive.
All right. We were kind of noodling this around earlier before the show. Could this lead to people changing their portfolios, or they're weighting the idea of Alphabet's position? Could this lead to almost forced buying because you need more exposure to Alphabet and maybe you had too much exposure to NVIDIA?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. I think people have definitely been dragging their feet a little bit on Alphabet. Alphabet has done very, very well. They've hit all their numbers properly. However, again, people have been so micro-focused on maybe just a few companies on the top. Now this is opening many folks' eyes to, hey, Alphabet not only has this solution, but they have their broader offerings as well. So it offers a great opportunity, and I think you are going to see this is sort of inter-sector rotation now, going from sort of the former leaders now spreading out amongst others.
What do you make of some of the action we saw yesterday as we saw Alphabet surge higher? We also saw industrials doing pretty well. Is that basically just kind of a sympathy trade, but in a good way? The idea that if we're seeing another AI leader, well, we still need power, we still need water, we still need all these other things?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, that move started a couple weeks back, and took a break for a minute on Friday. So it's just a matter of redistribution at this point. I think people are looking to expand their, get a little bit more diversification in their portfolios. They're still looking to pick up stocks that have growth opportunity, but still are a little bit cheaper.
All right. What else are you looking at outside of technology? By the way, just want to point out, Alphabet's having a great year. It's not dragging. But what are you looking at outside of technology?
Tech really has the greatest opportunity in terms of growth. But we're always looking for opportunities of course, in healthcare. We're looking at med tech. We're looking at all the pharma opportunities. I mean, growth is the thing that we're really seeking at this point. There are a lot of value plays all across the market, but a lot of those value plays, unfortunately, at this stage, are starting to look like value traps. So it's a bit of a challenge.
So I noticed you said healthcare, but you went right to med tech as opposed to some of the companies that handle insurance and things like that. Are you getting nervous about some of those names, especially with some of the job market weakness?
Yeah, I mean, they're tough. I mean, it is tough. It's tough to find stuff out there that is, again, most of the good stuff is already very rich. We don't mind buying expensive stocks if we think the growth is going to support it, but seeing that far out in the future is very, very challenging, and that's why I think a lot of people keep floating right back to tech, because it's a little bit easier to look 2-3 years out and say, this is what the technology can look like, this is what the revenues can look like. Where you start to go into other areas, you have a little bit more volatility. Looking at pharma, you don't have too much too much vision into what you can expect in the year ahead.
By the way, we always say investors like starve for data. Well, we're getting some data today. We're getting it later. Are you going to be eating this data up? Is it going to lead to any decisions on your part?
I have mixed emotions, right? So we're looking at data, and we're happy to get data. But we're looking at old data. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad to get it. But there is some new data that we're getting, right? We have this ADP NER Pulse number. That's a new number that comes out. That's a current data point that doesn't get a lot of airtime yet because it's fairly new, but it gives us a really good look into the labor market on a weekly basis.
Right.
But of course, we'll be looking at the retail number and the consumer confidence number. That's a really important number to look at this stage.